Hello and welcome to Lost in South Oz. Today we're at Freeling railway station in Goodsyard.
Hi, Freeling, the line through Freeling went through in 1860, and that was the same year that the township was surveyed and effectively founded, although there were people living in the area before then. Freeling was more or less it was a crossroads between Hamley Bridge and Kapunda and a few other places around here, and hence its location. Let's see, the railway line went through 1860. The original station building was completed in 1862. Passenger service began with around 3 trains a day through to Adelaide and on to Morgan, which is the other end of this section of line, with a branch line to Robertstown. And it basically stayed at 3 trains per day, more or less, till the line closed to passenger service in 1968. The station itself became unmanned in 1978, and somewhere in the last 10 or 20 years, the then current station building was demolished because it was basically, as I understand it, going to cost more to bring it up to standard than it was to demolish it. The RSL had been using it, and hence the need to bring the building up to standard. The goods-yard itself had something like 4 or 5 tracks through it. There was a track through the goods shed in the background there with the freight vehicle standing on a remnant section of line. And there was tracks either side of the platform, the passenger platform, but there was only one platform and one track through the platform itself. The rest was all goods-yard. The reason for this, by South Australian standards, fair-sized goods-yard was Freeling was a centre for hay and wheat production. At one stage, 40 to 60 tonnes of chaff made from the wheat was being railed out of Freeling each day to provide fodder for horses in Adelaide, surrounding areas, and as far away as India. It was noted that a load of chaff arrived in India for the British horses, or the horses with the British military in India, in the early 19th century, and it was still in good condition, having come all the way from here. With manufacturing, it was also known, and I understand still is, for producing agricultural equipment.
And there's a display here at the station,
which we'll show you later. And also, interestingly, there was a technique for making building material out of compressed hay, bound together or sewn together with wire. There's a couple of houses in the township of Freeling made of this material, called, I can't remember exactly what it's called now, but mostly the material was used for soundproofing. The reason it didn't continue manufacturing here was drought conditions made the supply of hay unreliable, and I believe that industry moved to Kadina from memory. So basically, the town is known for chaff production, for wheat production, but I'm not aware of any silos at Freeling Station as such, but there was silos nearby at Roseworthy and other places in the area. One of the problems that Freeling had in terms of keeping in use was when it was the first line through in 1860 in this area, and then subsequently the lines went through to Angaston and Burra, and the line at Freeling was in the middle of those other two lines, and those other two lines drew traffic, particularly freight traffic, away from Freeling. But yeah, the town is the location of council chambers for the local government area. So it's an important town, and the rail yard reflects that, even though it's not in use now.
I'll walk through with the carriage that's sitting at the platform in front of the goods building. There's a goods platform here, and we'll just have a good look at the carriage. It's ooh. Obviously it's been left here for a display for people to look at. I believe there would have been several tracks through this corridor. As was earlier said, there were tracks running either side of it. Give you another look at the other end. We can get up onto the tracks lead into the building. As you can see, they're concreted into the floor. The building is all stone and brick. And around here we've got another goods crane. This one's not too bad. This is where the tracks come out. Well, I believe the tracks went around, entered via here with a siding originally, and came down here for loading the trains either side. This one still has its maker's plaque on it, or maker's plate on it. I think there's I'm not sure. I thought it did, but I know it's got the loading. Let's see if we can have a look. And the goods line went down this way as well. And then the sidings joined and went behind the actual station platform, the passenger platform. So these doors would have opened onto a train. And come round to where the carriage is sitting. Looks like some sort of parcel van. AZXF. Must mean something to someone. I believe that's a parcel van of some kind. Real nice stonework. I thought I'd give you a closer look at the crane and the mechanism. Although I think it's pretty frozen. This is where the winch cable would have went on.
Hi again. Where we are is the entrance to the goods yard at the Adelaide end. This is where the line from Adelaide came into the yard, and there was a track. This is the main line that we're seeing now that still exists, and there was another line branching off on the left side and another one on the right hand side. The right hand side was the line that went through the goods yard, the goods shed, which still exists. The main line went through the platform, and the line through the goods shed went round the back of the platform, and they all met up at the Morgan end of the platform.
So let's walk down there now. The ground here obviously there's no path, it's not even, so sorry for the camera bouncing a bit, but I'm walking on, I guess, railroad ballast that's been grown over by grass. And it's like this. There seems to be something up in the bushes there. Have no idea. Sound like some sick chook. So ahead of us we've got the goods building and crane, the platform after that, and then in the distance is the actual platform where no building exists today. Like was said earlier, a new building was built and used by probably the RSL, and then later built because it couldn't be brought up to standard. So as you come through here, there still would have been several tracks and then a siding going behind the shed, and then behind the platform, passengers to gain the platform either side. Let's go down here further. But yeah, it's sorry about the camera moving around. The ground is very uneven. Which is usually the case when I'm walking through a lot of railway areas. So here we have the carriage again, and that would be the end of the goods area, and then you start with the passenger. So where that farming display equipment, that would be the other side of the platform. And the tracks would have all been around there on that side. Whoa, slow down, the ground is getting really uneven. Yeah, it's a little bit confused. The track, the original track. No, this is not the good. This is the original track for the passengers. I don't know why it looks like those bricks look like an upside down doorway or windowway. An old bit of electrical pipe, maybe some steps or platform edging. And all the pictures that we've seen, the platform building itself doesn't appear until after this palm. See the palm in the picture there? That palm is there from back in the old days, and the building was on the other side of that, on the platform. So we'll go down here. Let's see if I can get up on the platform. Just looking for a way up. I may have to go around the bush on the end. Oh, there's still some asphalt on the platform here. All these little gum trees will soon take over. And out to the crossing. And we've come down in the morning early to do this because it is obviously school holidays and it's, well, what is it, the 3rd of January or something. So people will start coming about. As they are. Here's that palm tree that's in photo where the building used to be. You can almost see the outline of the station building. This would have been where the building would have stood. Oh, train, originally from the platform. It's better to walk on. Look at the end of there must have been something down here, but I don't know what. Can't tell either. Okay, we'll just look at the farming display that's here. I have no idea what all this stuff is. Maybe you can, one of your viewers out there could tell me what all this is. Something that was dragged behind something. Horses maybe? I haven't got a clue. Here we go, this is a scoop. This one says it's a scoop. Sweeper, horse-drawn. Truck. A roller for contacting footpath materials. Morning. A grader. Used to grade tracks and roads. I think we use much more modern equipment these days, but these are, you know, way back. But they still exist. That's interesting. A leveler, so it's like a bit like a, again, another blade like a grader. And a single furrow plough. There we go. Just reading it. Place for putting seed in. A dredger, a large scoop dredger, dam construction. And there's a whole piece of equipment here. It's like a bit of a roller. Obviously for road construction. Boy, how things have changed, eh? And then here, another roller. Obviously it worked. I mean, you know, it worked. And this would be another single furrow plough. And yeah, the back edge of the platform. And this display, it's called Anzac Park, sorry, for obvious reasons, because the RSL and the returned servicemen had a lot to do with this area too, obvious reasons, as you can see, Anzac display. Alright, well, thanks for coming on the journey with me to discover this platform and Goodyard area at Freeling. Hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe and we'll endeavour to bring you more. Alright, thank you. All the best.